Hey everyone, this is graphic designer Roberto Blake, and in today's YouTube video, I'm going to talk about advice for graphic design students. So if you're a graphic design student, you might be wondering what it's going to be like when you go out there in the real world trying to get jobs, and you're probably thinking about things that you can do to prepare now. You're probably convinced that if you work hard, you get good grades, and you do all the portfolio assignments that your professors are giving you, that's going to be enough for you to get a successful job with a good salary when you leave college. Well, not so much. I've been fielding a lot of questions and emails, and I've even connected with some of you outside the channel in social media, and a lot of you are graduates that are finding that that's not the reality. And for the rest of you watching, I want to warn you about those assumptions. You've seen what happens in a down economy. You've seen what happens when companies freeze hiring and they actually cut whole departments. You've seen it go on for the longest time now. You've heard all the horror stories of graduates not being able to get out from under their student loan debt. And a lot of it, I hate to be this guy, but a lot of it is because they were not prepared to compete and succeed in the real world to begin with. If you are in college and you're a first year, second year, third year, fourth year, do not wait until you get your degree to start operating in your career, considering yourself a professional and working in this space. You do not need someone's permission. You do not need their sign off. You are an adult now. You're an adult now. You can take control and responsibility of your own future and your own success, and you do it by putting in the work. And I'm not talking about your schoolwork. I've sat in the hiring chair before. I don't know if anyone you've talked to has been in that position before. I don't know if anyone you've talked to has interviewed graphic designers to take a position at an ad agency. I don't know if they've ever vetted on behalf of another company. I don't know, but I've done that. So I'm going to give you some relevant advice to that if you're still watching. So let's just make believe for 1 minute that it's 2 to 5 years from now and my media company is off the ground, just for the sake of argument. And I'm going to hire you as a graphic designer. How are you going to pitch me? How are you going to sell me? Are you going to lead with your education, your GPA, and then your portfolio? Because I'm already half asleep if that's the case. And here's the reason. It's not relevant to my bottom line today. It's not relevant to how I deliver for customers today. And you're not telling me a story that's compelling and getting me to like you. You are coming to me with me knowing that you've got student loan debt, knowing that you have no work experience, maybe you had an internship, maybe you volunteered, and this is the normal scenario that I'm getting from people, that they're saying, oh, well, I don't have experience. And you're coming to me with a resume where you listed your job at a coffee shop, where you listed your job at the deli, where you listed your job at the mall. And again, not relevant to my bottom line, not relevant to my clients, not relevant to the people that I need to deliver for. What else you got? You got a portfolio. Great, wonderful. All right, let's take a look at your portfolio. I see nothing but student work here. Okay. What else you got? See, I'm not trying to be hard on you. I'm not trying to be harsh on you. I'm trying to make you understand things and to empathize with an employer. Employers are not the bad guys here. And it's not their responsibility to offer you an opportunity. It's your responsibility to take an opportunity. It's your responsibility to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. But many of you are doing the opposite of that. And it's because you're looking for all these things and you're thinking about the value that an employer has to you, but you're not looking at the value you create for an employer, and you're not conveying that, you're not storytelling in that form, you're not presenting in that form, you're not showing them how you deliver for them. Half the time, you guys are not even researching the companies that you're applying for and restyling your resume to suit that company. When you're 10, 20 years further in your career, even 5 years into your career, you can put together a generic resume and send that off to everybody because you will have gotten to a point to where you know how to do that and how to create value across the board in a broad spectrum. Even as a designer, you may not know how to do that yet. So you need to tailor each resume specifically to the job position at that one company and your message to create value for them. And there's ways you can approach and do that. I mean, I've talked about some of this in my resume video, which you should definitely check out in the playlist. But again, you have to come to them with, or come to us rather, with what you've actually accomplished and achieved. And just because you're a college student doesn't mean that you shouldn't have achieved anything. You were there for 4 years and you weren't going there 24/7, you need to hustle outside of the classroom, and you need to put in the work, and you need to be doing other things. So you have 4 years. In 4 years, you need to be doing a long list of things. You should have a ton of personal work and projects that define your visual style, and that should be things that you're interested in. So I should see a bunch of things for the charities and causes that you believe in your portfolio. And if you're not that kind of person, fine. I need to see work of your favorite sports team in your portfolio. I need to see what poster you made for when they won the Super Bowl or the NBA championships or the playoff game or whatever. I need to see that in your portfolio. I need to see that, branding that you pitched to your favorite YouTuber that didn't happen to go anywhere, but, I don't know that. And again, I get to see that the work is good and that you put thought into it. I get to say, okay, well, this was a pitch and it didn't go through. At the agency level, people pitch all the time. Agencies put work out there that wasn't the work that got approved all the time, because it shows who they were working with, who they were talking to, and it shows what they can deliver on if they're asked to. So don't be afraid to put work that didn't go anywhere in your portfolio. And this is going to still be better than student work because, again, you didn't have the guidance and art direction of your professor. You had to take your own initiative. So I'm seeing your work. I'm seeing what you care about. I'm seeing the passion and the commitment and the detail that you bring to work when it's either for your personal benefit or when it's your name on the line, not when it's for a grade. So again, charity projects, personal projects, you've got 4 years that you're in there. Why are you not pursuing clients? Are you waiting for a degree? You're waiting for a piece of paper to say, go out there, brand yourself, make money, approach people, learn the ropes, learn how to present? Why? Why are you waiting? I mean, do you think that anybody before degrees became a thing waited for permission to go out and to make a livelihood? 13-year-old, 15-year-old kids were out there making a livelihood only about 70 to 100 years ago in this country. If that, you probably have a grandparent, or if you have a great-grandparent who's still alive, they remember going out there and making money every day or every week. And today we have the internet, we have YouTube, we have Google, we have online marketplaces, we have Etsy, we've got DeviantArt, for Christ's sakes. I'm still trying to wrap my head around this whole permission thing. This permission thing is what I think is actually hurting students the most, whether they be graphic designers or anything else, because you're waiting to try. And when you try, you're not always going to succeed. Sometimes you're going to fail. Inevitably, you're going to fail. Everyone learns to walk because regardless of how many times we fail and we fall flat on our face or our bottom, we get back up and we try again. And that's why the majority of human beings today can walk. Don't let the prospect of failure and the fact that you haven't figured out how to succeed just yet daunt you and stop you from moving forward. If you want to be able to be hired right out of college, you have to be able to bring value to the table. And how do you do that? You get involved in the graphic design community online. You watch videos like this. You watch videos from Sean Barry. You watch videos from Carrie Cavett. You watch videos from Terry White. You watch videos from Howard Pinsky, and you learn about this profession and you learn what it takes. You learn through tutorials, you learn through lectures, you learn by going out and doing it yourself and seeing if, mimicking successful people and bringing your own style and your own values to it gets you anywhere. And then you keep trying and refining the process until you get the results that you want. That's how we all learn. And if you wait to do that, then you just have that much longer before you're actually getting the results and the success that you want in your career and in life. So my big advice to graphic design students, stop waiting. Do something today. Don't let this year go by without 12 or 20 pieces of personal work being able to go into your portfolio. And my other advice is when professors, and I will get to this in a portfolio video. I've done a couple of portfolio videos. You should check them out in the playlist, but I'll do another one specifically for 2015. When professors tell you to put 10, 12 pieces of work in your portfolio, I know where they're coming from. But that's the absolute wrong thing, because from a hiring position, I'm parting with money. I'm thinking of making a 3 to 5 year commitment in you. So if I'm doing my media company and I'm looking at a junior graphic designer, I'm looking at starting your salary off because of time and going down the road and everything. I'm looking at starting you at something like maybe $30,000 if you're fresh out of college, which is kind of generous for that, right? But what I would be looking for, 10 to 12 pieces, isn't going to cut it, because that's not enough of anything. If it's 10 to 12 pieces on one particular specialty or something like that, great. but I need you to have more than one specialty working in an integrated world that's social media, video, mobile, web, digital. You can't specialize. You can't come to me and say, well, I can only do print. You got to do more than that. You can't come to me and say, well, I can only do web. You got to do a lot more than that, or be the most fantastic person on the planet at that one thing for me to consider it. And then we'll talk. And for you to do that, and that one thing, it's got to be more than 10 samples, because I need to know that you're consistent and that you're relevant, and 10 doesn't cut it for me, because if I'm hiring you for 3 to 5 years, then I'm parting with 6 figures of my money between your salary, investment in you, your hardware, and then training, and the time and productivity in training you that I'm not having you deliver for clients. I'm losing money. So if I'm investing somewhere between lower 6 figures and $250,000 in you prospectively, and you think I need to make that decision off of seeing 10 samples of your work, I want you to rethink that. I'm not grading 100 other people with the same assignments that I'm going to get bored with. I'm getting, hopefully, the top talent from wherever, and I'm getting ready to invest $100,000 to $250,000 over the next 3 years. Think about what that means to me, and think about what you need to present for that to be worth my while, and make your portfolio be that. But anyway, I'll have a whole nother video covering that, so make sure you're subscribed to get it. Anyway, I hope this advice helped you guys. I hope you guys take this to heart. Again, if this sounded a little harsh, I apologize. You know I love you guys, but I'm trying to help you. And, you know, I'm as positive as I can be on this channel, but sometimes I have to jab you just a little bit to wake you up and get you moving and get you doing the right things so that you can be successful, because I want 100,000 of you guys to be successful at your creative endeavors, whatever they are. Anyway, like this video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out the other awesome content on the channel. As always, you guys, thanks so much for watching, and don't forget, create something awesome today.